Hey there, this is Brandon, and it is Monday night, December 18th. I just a little earlier tonight, I finished watching this video here. This is Mike Maloney's Hidden Secrets of Money, Episode 8, the crypto revolution from Bitcoin to Hashgraph. I would very highly recommend that all of you watch this video. Perhaps pause my video and go watch it right now, and then come back to this one. There's a link below. I watched this entire video. It's an hour and 14 minutes long. And then I also began to watch this video here. The future is not blockchain, it's Hashgraph. So as the title of this video suggests, my thinking has really changed on the subject of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular. So I want to explain that, and I want to talk a little bit about what I think might be happening in the very near future. Okay, so first of all, I believe that the most intelligent stance that I can take as a human being is to be as open-minded as I possibly can be, which means I am open to all new information that might come my way, and accept and evaluate that information, even if it means I've been doing it quote unquote wrong. And so based on this new information that I just received tonight, I no longer believe as strongly as I did before tonight in the cryptocurrency called Bitcoin. I am still a gigantic believer in cryptocurrency in general, in decentralized money, fair money, and that it is a much better alternative form of money compared to fiat currencies. But what I have experienced, and what all of you have perhaps experienced with Bitcoin, is the system is being overwhelmed. And that is due to the design of Bitcoin itself, which Bitcoin is based on a technology called blockchain. And the blockchain technology that Bitcoin uses it has some design flaws. One of the design flaws is that as more and more transactions are happening with this blockchain technology, the slower and more expensive those transactions become to process. So what we have is a huge increase in the amount of Bitcoin transactions that are taking place nowadays, and the network is getting overwhelmed. And so you're seeing transactions that used to take minutes now taking hours. You're seeing transactions that used to be completely free now costing as much as $20 worth of Bitcoin to send Bitcoin. I wanted to send $20 worth of Bitcoin to my friend, and the fee was going to be more than $20, or it was $12, whatever. That is a symptom of an underlying issue with the technology. Okay, but I'm still a fan of distributed ledger technology and cryptocurrency based on distributed ledger technology. And prior to tonight, I believed that blockchain was the only technology that existed for cryptocurrencies, but that was wrong. So there is a technology called Hashgraph, and this technology was invented by an individual, and it was, I believe it was patented. I need to look more into it, but it was basically disclosed to the public in May of last year, May 2016. So as of this moment, right now, there is no cryptocurrency that is based on the Hashgraph technology. Okay, the only cryptocurrencies, or all cryptocurrencies at this point, with the exception of IOTA. Okay, all cryptocurrencies with the exception of IOTA are based on blockchain technology. And I believe, based on what I now know about Hashgraph technology, I believe that blockchain technology will soon be obsolete. So think about that for a second. If blockchain technology is obsoleted by a newer, better technology, what does that mean for all cryptocurrencies that are based on blockchain technology? That means they all go to zero. Okay, so is there a cryptocurrency that's based on Hashgraph technology right now? No. Will there be one in the future? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that there will be, because the technology that Hashgraph gives to us is, first of all, it provides 100% security. People think that blockchain is 100% secure, but it's actually not. The way the technology works, you are probability. It's based on a very high certainty. The probability that the ledger you have in your system is correct, the probability of that is extremely high, but it isn't 100%. So you're not 100% sure that all the transactions that you have on the blockchain are legitimate, and that they won't someday be undone. Okay, you have something called soft forks, and if sometime down the road it turns out that we've been going down the wrong blockchain path, and all of a sudden that is erased and an alternative chain, it's like taking a fork in the road, right? So if you're going down a road and suddenly there's a fork, and you can choose left or you can choose right, and you're 99.99999% certain that you should go left, and you go left, there's still that small percentage chance that you were wrong, and you now actually need to backtrack and go to the right. Well, guess what? All of the transactions that happened on the blockchain when you bobbed left, all those transactions are undone, and they didn't happen anymore. So that's what I mean by blockchain technology doesn't provide 100% certainty. So that's the advantage. That's one of the two advantages that Hashgraph has. Hashgraph provides something called, and I've had to look up this terminology a couple of times. It's called asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance. And in layman's terms, providing that means that you have, with Hashgraph, you have absolute certainty, 100% certainty that the transactions are set in stone. So all transactions that have happened up to that point in time are written in stone, never, ever, ever to be undone or changed. Okay, so you have that 100% certainty. So what that really means is way better security, and the whole point of decentralized ledger technology is to provide decentralized consensus. And consensus can't exist if there's not, it can't really exist if there's not 100% certainty. So blockchain technology doesn't really provide perfect decentralized consensus. Okay, so that's one advantage that Hashgraph has, and that's really getting off into the weeds and probably doesn't mean anything to most people, and it wouldn't be a reason to abandon blockchain and move to Hashgraph technology in and of itself. However, and this is the real mind bender. Hashgraph is exponentially faster than Bitcoin. Hashgraph is exponentially faster than blockchain. Okay, so when you're comparing the two, it's similar to comparing a snail, being Bitcoin, and a supersonic jet going Mach 2. In other words, twice the speed of sound. That's the difference in the speed. A snail's pace, blockchain, versus a Mach 2 supersonic jet. That's Hashgraph. Okay, so the speeds that we're talking about really come into play, not just for cryptocurrency, but for basically everything under the sun that has to do with computers, which is all information, all anything you can imagine, anything you're doing on the internet right now, and anything that you can imagine you might be doing on the internet in the future, which we can't even really realize. We don't know what we don't know. We don't know what technologies will be developed in the future as far as applications for the internet and for this specific technology, the Hashgraph. But here's what I believe. I believe that very soon we will see a cryptocurrency based on Hashgraph rather than on blockchain technology. When that happens, I don't know how quick the shift will be, but I believe that there will be a shift, a massive shift, as in all of the money that's currently in Bitcoin and the other blockchain-based cryptocurrencies, all of it will shift to the new Hashgraph cryptocurrency. And trust me, I could be completely wrong about this. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if a Hashgraph-based cryptocurrency will be developed next week or next month or next year or not at all. But based on what I just learned about the technology, I believe very strongly that A Hashgraph-based cryptocurrency will be developed in the near future, weeks to months, and B, it will render blockchain obsolete. Okay, it's similar to, like, what's one of the early computers, like a Commodore 64 computer or whatever, right? And nobody today uses that computer system. Nobody in the world uses a Commodore 64 except for maybe a handful of hobbyists or something that are, doing retro video game, whatever, right? But no one, practically no one on this planet still uses the old Commodore 64 computer, right? Because that technology was obsoleted by new and better technology. And so that I believe is the future of Bitcoin and other blockchain related cryptocurrencies and blockchain related technologies. So I do not know, of course, what the future holds, but for me, I'm convinced that Hashgraph is the way of the future in terms of cryptocurrency. And I am convinced that when it arrives, when Hashgraph cryptocurrency arrives on the scene, there will be a very, very quick move to the exits. In other words, everyone will try to sell their Bitcoin for anything of value, dollars, this new cryptocurrency, gold, silver, whatever. There will be a massive exit on Bitcoin and other blockchain-based cryptocurrencies, and the sweater will unravel. Okay, that's what I believe, and I'm acting based upon that belief. I have sold almost all of the Bitcoin that I could manage to sell. I still have some sitting in Kraken, and I will have to, I will have to move that tomorrow and sell it tomorrow on GDAX. Believe me, I am not happy about this. I posted a video yesterday, and I talked a little bit about my leg 3 strategy, which is the arbitrage trading. I had a 10% trade today. So I took $5,000 worth of Litecoin. I bought it on Kraken, and I sold it a short time later on GDAX for 10% higher. Right? So I made $500 today in Bitcoin based on Litecoin / Bitcoin arbitrage. So obviously I would like to continue to do that. And I probably will. I still have some Bitcoin on Kraken, and depending on the spread that we're seeing tomorrow, maybe I will do that. But for the most part, I'm getting out of Bitcoin and back into US dollars. As much as I hate fiat currency, at least I know it's not going to zero anytime soon. Bitcoin, on the other hand, might go to zero next week. I don't know. I don't want to scare anybody, and I've never on this channel. I've never purported to know the future. Okay, so I was interrupted by a work call, but I was starting to talk about my channel and what I've done so far. So one of the things that I've said over and over again is only invest an amount that you're willing to lose. Now, I am not saying that any money you have invested thus far is going to go away and go to zero. If Bitcoin goes to zero, Hashflare also goes to zero, and BitConnect also goes to zero. So that it is possible. But for me personally, and for any of you that have also followed me in these investments, I am hopeful that BitConnect and Hashflare will continue to function, and nothing bad will happen for at least the next 3 months, right? Because all right, I'm back. Still working my normal job, of course, and yeah, got interrupted a couple of times with phone calls coming in from my customers, but I've logged off now. It's 10, and I can finally finish. I've been trying to make this video for a while. So anyway, so Bitcoin, and I might be, I might be one of those people that's claiming that the sky is falling and Bitcoin is going to go to zero, way too soon, or maybe it's never going to happen. I don't know. All I can tell you is what I believe and what I am doing because of those beliefs. So I believe I was talking about Bitcoin, and I have already sold. I did it right here, I believe. Yeah, right there on that candle. I've already sold almost all of my Bitcoin. Got a pretty decent price on it, at least what looks like a decent price right now. Of course, it would have been nice earlier or on yesterday, but anyway, I got out at 19,027 and BitConnect. So what does this mean for the future of my activities on BitConnect, and what does it mean on Hashflare? Well, both of those companies are dependent upon Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin goes to zero, BitConnect and Hashflare will also go to zero. So obviously I don't want that to happen. I still have some money tied up in both of those platforms. But as I showed you on yesterday's video, was it yesterday's? Anyway, at some point I talked about Hashflare. Maybe it was the video before. Anyway, when I did my Hashflare video, I showed you that those cloud mining contracts at this point are very profitable, and so I should be able to recuperate all of the money that I have invested in Hashflare probably within the next 30 days or so. I've already received a couple of nice, at least one nice referral bonus, and been receiving a nice amount of Bitcoin each and every day, and I've just been saving that up within the account. So I will send all of that out every day and exchange it back for US dollars as soon as I can. So I should be able to get everything out of Hashflare, and of course it's a one-year contract. So once I get all of my original investment out, then it'll be purely profit from that point forward, as long as it continues to last. And same thing with BitConnect. I've reinvested everything so far, but we are making more than $100 a day now in interest. So within 50 to 60 days, I should be able to get all of the original investment back out of BitConnect. I guess it would be, well, it depends on how much we make every day, but I think about at least no more than a couple of months should be able to get that out, and then from that point forward, it will be just pure profit. Anything that we receive will be withdrawn, converted back to US dollars, and we'll see where all this goes. Now, the good news about all of this is, well, there's two bits of good news. If I am right, okay, and if Hashgraph technology obsoletes blockchain technology, and Bitcoin therefore goes to zero, then first of all, we're getting out, assuming you follow me in this this latest move, then we will be getting out of Bitcoin for a pretty nice profit. I have a friend who bought Bitcoin because he wanted to do BitConnect with me, and he bought Bitcoin for 11,000. He bought Bitcoin somewhere in here. He paid like 11,600, bought $5,000 worth of Bitcoin, and within a day or two, it exploded higher. And of course, he's still holding that Bitcoin. He, he did a $5,010 investment on BitConnect. So that has to stay in BitConnect for 179 days. But after 179 days, he'll be able to get that out. Plus, he's earning interest every day. And within 100 days or so, he should be able to get all of that money back. And anything beyond that would just be pure profit. Plus, whatever Bitcoin he had remaining after buying the BitConnect loan or investing in BitConnect, he can then sell that. And he's watching this video right now. He knows who he is. So he's made a nice profit from 11,600 up to whatever he's able to get out. Pretty good. Almost, not quite doubled his money, but pretty good quick return there. So that's nice. If I'm right and Bitcoin goes to zero in the near future, we will have maximized our gain on this and gotten out very close to the top before it plummets. Of course, if I'm wrong and this keeps going to 50,000 or 100,000, then we'll be a little bit bummed, but it won't be a big deal because we would still have made a nice profit. He and I both, because I bought Bitcoin down here. So anyway, the other part of the opportunity here is I'm going to now keep a very close eye on Hashgraph and see what develops out of this. And you can bet that as soon as, if and when a Hashgraph-based cryptocurrency comes into existence, I will be jumping in on that bandwagon, and that will be an opportunity similar to the people who jumped on Bitcoin back when it was pennies per coin. Okay, so that could be a hugely life-changing proposition there, to jump in on that cryptocurrency from the very start, and then watch it appreciate by thousands and thousands of %. So I'm a little bit bummed. My whole plan to generate a nice daily income and to be able to quit my job is definitely in jeopardy at this point, which is fine. I have a job. I'm going to be just fine. But I'm also very excited about this technology, it's Bitcoin 2.0. It has all of the features of Bitcoin, but it's 100% secure, and it's exponentially faster. So it's just a fantastic solution, and a fantastic technology that is just it's revolutionary, completely revolutionary. So watch this video. I highly recommend it. It is a bit on the long side, but I believe it is well worth your time to not just this episode, but all 8 episodes of Hidden Secrets of Money. Really good viewing material. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay? I'm sure it's possible that some of you might be quite upset with me based on, what I've talked about on this channel and what I now believe. And I would understand that if you're upset. If you've made some investments that you now are worried about, then I would understand being upset about that. But keep in mind, all along and very frequently, I have always mentioned, not to invest any more than you're willing to lose. And this is emergent information. And so that's the real name of the game here, is being open to emergent information. The only constant is change. And so what we're seeing here is change. And it's not a huge surprise. I possibly, if I'd thought harder about it, I probably could have foreseen something like this, and I could have acted differently. But it's hard to know what you don't know. And I didn't know that there was a technology that is such a complete game changer compared to blockchain. And a technology that has the potential to render blockchain completely obsolete and irrelevant. So that right there makes me believe that Bitcoin ultimately is going back to zero. Okay, it won't be the end of cryptocurrencies. It'll just be the end of blockchain and Bitcoin. Okay, and all the associated blockchain cryptocurrencies, which is okay because we'll have a new cryptocurrency in existence that will do this job of creating fair money for everyone, money that can't be created out of thin air by the bankers and the governments, and that is fair for every human being on this planet. And that's a really good thing in my mind. So cryptocurrencies are definitely here to stay. I just think that they're not always going to be blockchain based. Okay, so this video is way too long already. Let me know what you think. If you're upset with me, I understand. I'm sorry. I regret whatever contribution I had in leading you down a path which you now would like to undo based on this new information. If that's the case, I regret being a part of that. But at the same time, I don't regret bringing you this new information and possibly leading you down a path where you exit Bitcoin near the very top, and you are right there on the ground floor whenever a hash graph based cryptocurrency begins. You're right there on page 1 of this new chapter, and that's the potential here. So okay, I gotta end it there. My throat is dry, and I need to get to bed. So thanks for watching the video, and please let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.